Before Arch Manning ever became Texas's starting quarterback, football had already turned him into a legend. And that kind of hype can destroy players before their careers even begin. Because Arch Manning didn't just inherit talent, he inherited expectations that would follow him into every stadium, every interview, every throw. Manning, one of the most powerful names football has ever seen. Peyton Manning, Eli Manning, championships, legacy, football, royalty. And before Arch Manning ever truly stepped onto the field at Texas, millions of people had already decided exactly who he was supposed to become. That's the dangerous thing about football hype. At some point, players stop feeling human, and slowly, they become myths. Because Arch Manning wasn't just another five-star quarterback. He became America's expectation. Long before college football fans truly understood what kind of quarterback he would become, they already treated him like the future of the sport. Every warm-up throw became content. Every sideline clip exploded online. Every appearance became debate television. And somehow, before truly getting the chance to play, Arch Manning became one of the most famous players in college football. But at Texas, fame isn't enough. At Texas, quarterbacks don't just play football, they carry an entire state. Texas football lives differently than most programs. The stadiums feel larger, the pressure feels heavier, the expectations never truly disappear. For years, Texas searched for the quarterback who could fully bring the program back to national dominance. Every season came with championship expectations. Every quarterback arrived carrying the weight of one of football's biggest brands. And over time, Texas became one of the hardest places in America to play quarterback. Because when quarterbacks struggle at Texas, the criticism becomes louder than almost anywhere else. Fans don't just want potential, they want saviors, immediately. And the moment Arch Manning committed, the pressure surrounding Texas football became even bigger. Because fans weren't hoping Arch Manning would become good, they expected greatness, immediately. That's what made the entire situation feel dangerous. The expectations arrived long before the experience did. Even the Manning name made everything heavier, because football already understood what Manning quarterbacks were supposed to look like. Peyton Manning became one of the greatest quarterbacks in NFL history. Eli Manning won Super Bowls in New York under enormous pressure. The Manning name became connected to leadership, winning, big moments. And whether fair or not, those expectations followed Arch before he ever played meaningful college football. Most young quarterbacks get time to fail quietly, time to struggle, time to develop. Time to become themselves away from the spotlight. Arch Manning never had that luxury. The spotlight got there before he did. And while the entire country obsessed over Arch Manning, Quinn Ewers was still the starting quarterback, still winning games, still leading the offense. But every incompletion, every interception, every slow start created the same reaction from the crowd. Where's Arch? The cameras constantly search for him. Fans analyzed warm-up footage online like it was game film. Backup quarterback clips became national sports content. Commentators debated when he should start. Fans argued about him every week. And slowly, something unusual started happening. Arch Manning became more famous waiting to play than most quarterbacks become after years of starting. The pressure started building before his career truly did. Because now, the story was no longer just about development. It became anticipation. The entire sport started waiting for his moment. And maybe that's what made the pressure surrounding Arch Manning feel so different. Football had already crowned him before football truly knew him. Then came the flashes Texas fans had been waiting for. The moments, the glimpses, the reminders of why people believed the hype in the first place. The arm talent, the composure, the athleticism, the control. And every time it happened, the anticipation only grew larger. Because football loves potential, especially when that potential feels connected to legacy. But eventually, the excitement surrounding Arch Manning started becoming something darker, expectation. Because college football doesn't wait for quarterback anymore. It consumes them immediately. Five-star quarterbacks have entered college football carrying impossible expectations before. Some survived them. Others disappeared underneath them. And Texas football has seen that pressure consume players before too. Highly ranked recruits, program saviors, quarterbacks expected to restore greatness before fully becoming themselves. That pressure changes people, especially when millions are watching every single moment. That's why the Arch Manning story feels bigger than football. It's not really about recruiting rankings, or NIL money, or quarterback competitions. It's about pressure. The pressure of carrying one of football's most recognizable names. The pressure of becoming the future of Texas football before fully becoming the starter. The pressure of millions believing they already know exactly who you're supposed to become. And maybe the hardest part is that football rarely asks whether a player is truly ready before demanding greatness from him anyway. Maybe Arch Manning eventually becomes everything football expects him to be. Maybe he becomes the next legendary quarterback. Maybe the hype eventually becomes reality. Or maybe he becomes another reminder that expectations can become overwhelming long before a player is prepared to carry them. Because before Arch Manning ever truly got his chance, football had already turned him into something much larger than a quarterback. A symbol. And symbols carry pressure most players never experience.